Pellucid, the physical property of transparency, giving light the most chance to come through a substance. Gossamer is a thin, flimsy, transparent, pellucid film made by spiders that you see outside on lawns and on bushes and floating in the air, mostly in the fall. Acrylic, ink, pencil, paper, and celluloid salvage. As an eco-centric artist, I only upcycle materials. This frame is from Goodwill Industries, and they provide training to help people get jobs. I also frequent the Salvation Army, and they provide food and shelter for the homeless. And to speak to Lauren, she was asking me about my framing. It always upcycled, but after seeing Richard's fabulous white frame right here, what I want to do with this is I'm going to paint this. I think this looks dated, maybe from 1972. It had a picture of a gondola in Venice. Anyway, I'm going to update. I'm going to keep working on my piece, and I'm going to upcycle it. So I think I'm going to take this into white. This drawing is of my muse, and it is a brilliant cut diamond. And I am interested in contrasts, big contrasts, rare, valuable, and desirable versus discarded, neglected, and abandoned, light versus dark, expensive versus expendable. The idea of the eco-centric comes from tie-dyeing discarded clothes. Any questions?
Why diamonds?
Oh, they are my muse. I like them as abstract geometrics, but my grandfather was a diamond cutter. I've just always been very interested in them. And I've always been interested in mastering, drawing something. This was done maybe a year and a half ago, and I wasn't quite there. I used to look at photographs of gems, and I would, I really couldn't do it on my own. I finally now can draw them without looking at any reference. I understand the facets. This brilliant cut is a Tolkowski 57 facets. It was designed in 1918 in London. Tolkowski was Polish, and he was an engineer, and it gives the stone, once it's cut, the most brilliance, which is the light, and it gives you the rainbow prisms, which is the fire, and the outside is called the luster. Anyway, you can tell that if I go to the Natural History Museum, I'm going to go right, to the gem section.
Love how knowledgeable you are. Great.
Yeah.
Lori, what's up?
Question. So I've been a jeweler for a very long time. I know a lot about diamonds, so I praise you for your ability to render them, because every time I paint a diamond or a gemstone, I say I'm never going to do it again, but I always do. Just addressing the idea of diamonds now that there's lab-grown diamonds, the value of diamonds are plummeting. They're really not worth a lot, and I'm assuming in the future they're really not going to be worth a lot, because of the blood diamond and all that. So I'm wondering the meaning of diamond. Just because my work is kind of that superficial reality, like why is diamond expensive? The whole market has been manipulated into making them expensive. Now that they're not or not going to be, do you think that'll play a role in your art?
It could. I'm still enamored with it, but a stone that comes out of the ground is like a teardrop. It sucks in light, from the ground, or a lab cut. A lab grown. It has to be cut, And that 57 facets, that's still an art form, and they haven't done anything better than that. A diamond is forever, the 57 cuts, that seems to be the best. So that's still a craft.
Right.
That'll stay around.
So
But very
it's
interesting.
the look of the diamond and the light more than the meaning of a diamond.
You know, I inherited my grandmother's wedding ring. It was a half carat, and so I didn't wear them today, but last time I did. I wanted earrings because I just don't wear rings very much. I did go to a jeweler and purchase a lab-grown one to match it, and it was very cost-effective, and I felt good about that because that leaves that whole blood diamond from Africa, the De Beer blood behind. I'm all for the lab-grown.
So you don't think that idea will work into your art in any way?
You've got me thinking.
Okay.
So I'll get back to you on that by our next show.
You know.
Okay, I'm gonna start thinking about that. What is going to be my muse? Okay, thank you.
Well, she said expensive and expendable, so I think you
Right.
answered it even before.
Why do you think that diamonds will come in?
Because you get a lab grown diamond, it's still a real diamond. It's just grown in the lab, but it's still a
It's
diamond.
carbon?
And it's the same material, but
It's
you know,
interesting.
you get one for, 1,000, that might be 20,000 if it was a real diamond.
I have no idea.
And also what you talked about within the blood diamonds,
Yeah,
is that
so you
people are
mentioned
very
too.
concerned
People aren't
about
dying.
where they come from and
Let me ask
mining
you a
them.
question, if I might.
mining them.
You're talking about the value of a diamond, and you're focused on the value of the diamond. What makes the McLaren worth more than a Volkswagen? It's the fact that it's still a polished piece of machinery. When we take diamonds and we apply facets to it, it's to enhance the light around it to show the beauty of the stone.
Right.
So price is just part of it. Beauty is the other part of it.
Right.
So why would we want to consider the diamond's price to have anything to do with its beauty?
That's what we do. It's worse now with younger people, they don't.
Doesn't matter. But value is in the eye of the beholder.
What?
Right? Value is in the eye of the beholder.
Until you put a price on it, just like our artwork. Once you put a price on our artwork.
I'm just saying, I think the beauty is more important than the price.
It is.
I would imagine the energetic properties of something that comes out of the earth are very different than those that come out of the lab. I could be wrong, I don't know the chemistry of what goes on in the lab, but a diamond is something that the earth produced over countless years, and I can appreciate, the power of the diamond.
What's your favorite thing about a diamond?
The light it emits,
Okay.
like across the room, if it gets, it's the only thing, if it can be, you have to shine light into it. It doesn't work in a dark vacuum. It can take over.
Yeah.
It can, and it's, eco-centric in that it's not electric, it doesn't take any energy, it's just creates energy. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm sure you've studied it differently, painting it, so you've had to understand it differently.
Yeah, from abstract geometric. Also because if it's straight on, it's very easy, but if you go like this, whoa, there's all these other things going on. Oh yeah, I really admire the abstract, the complete abstract. I'm so scared to go there. Maybe that'll be my next step.
That's pretty. Thank you.
So thank you.
Thanks for